To my Coursera evaluators, this class is for adult advanced ESL students. During the presentation, there will be parts where they have to go and do the activity. I don't have time for that with this, but I will show you and then how they'll come back. There will be 8 students in the class. To my Coursera class, let us now enter the world of King Arthur. And the motto of the Round Table is, in serving others, we remain free. And think of the Round Table. No one at the head. Everyone is equal. It's a beautiful idea. It's a noble idea. The legend has lasted for centuries. You have a book called King Arthur and His Knights. You all have one. It's very accessible. It's easy to read. You can read it. It is based on the Tales of King Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory, but has been put in easier language, easier English. So you will be using that. There's also this book, the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Arthurian Legends. This will be a class resource. I will leave it in the class. You can look at pictures, drawings, artist renderings of King Arthur, again, over the years. So that will be in the class. Our objectives. You are going to do research. I'm going to give you a character, not yet. You are going to do research on one character. Each one will get a separate character. You will do it from the book, the written word, and you will do it online. That will be your reading part of the lesson. You will have a writing part of the lesson where you will write an interior monologue or a monologue. Now, don't get turned off by that word. It merely means that it's someone's inner thoughts, either in a speech or in a written paragraph, and you will do 2 short paragraphs. I want you to put yourself in the mind of your character. As you research it, whatever character you get, you're going to get the feel of that character. I'll explain that a little more as we start that. But what your character may be thinking. We're also going to do a little grammar, looking at irregular verbs in the past tense as related to the Arthurian legends. Now, pick your place cards. Each one, come up and get one. Galahad, Arthur, Merlin, Tristan, Lancelot, Gawain, Guinevere, and Elaine. Now, with those characters, I want you to take the book and go to something in the back called the index. Look up your character, alphabetical order. It will give you a page or pages in which your character appears. Go to part of that, take some notes, some facts, and get a feel of this character. There is going to be one problem, though. For people who have Arthur or Lancelot, there will be too much material. For someone who has Elaine, the person who has Elaine, there will be too little material. So we're going to solve that by going to the computer. The Arthur, Lancelot, Merlin people will narrow your search. Elaine will expand it. Go first to Google search and to Wikipedia. And the people with too much material, focus. Find a part of the life that you may be interested in, such as Arthur when he becomes king and the story of the sword and the stone, or Merlin and Stonehenge. There will be something that you can find that you will be of interest to you, and you can narrow. With Elaine, you can take anything you find. There's also something called the King Arthur Research Project and Website Creation. Type that in. This will come up. It gives you each of the knights and part of their lives. For example, place of birth, parents, lady loves, marriage, death. Death is very important to these knights, how they died. Arthur will have a very interesting death. So you will do that from the online. Now, do it. Go take some time, do this research, come back. So that was your reading. Again, more research, but certainly reading. Now you will do your writing, and you will do this monologue of 2 paragraphs. And as you start this, as you get into the mind of your characters, you can go to a website called Poetry Soup, and that will give you examples of very short monologues to get a feel of it. Also, I would like you, I think it would be helpful, if you start your monologue with words such as, I wonder. I wonder if I did the right thing when. Another starter would be, I think that. I think that the round table is. Or I feel as if. I feel as if I'm going to meet danger when. So those are starters. Take some time, go and do it. You can share ideas with each other. I will walk around and help you get started with this writing. They will go, they will come back. Now we will do some grammar. And you know the past tense with ed. Work. What's the past of worked? Simple, regular verb. Worked. Just add ed. Cook. Cooked. Play. Played. But now we have irregular verbs. Irregular verbs. So I want you to look at the irregular verbs. There are websites which will help you with this, such as EnglishPage.com and MyEnglishTeacher.net. That will give you a list of these irregular verbs. I will give you 5 related to the Arthurian legends. And let's look at them now. First, I want you to listen. Only listen. I'll say them twice. We'll go to the board and do an exercise on the board, and then I will spell them for you. Freeze, froze. Teach, taught. Draw, drew. Build, built. Choose, chose. Freeze, froze, past. Teach, taught, past. Draw, drew, past. Build, built, past. Choose, chose, past. Let's look at the board. The first word is choose. The sentence from the Arthurian legend is Merlin picked the past of choose to serve Arthur. Merlin chose to serve Arthur. Elaine, always the word is draw. Pictures of Lancelot. Elaine always drew. Irregular past tense of draw. The word is freeze. Tristan, as he searched for the Green Knight, Tristan froze. The word is teach. Lancelot, Galahad to become a good knight. Lancelot taught Galahad to become a good knight. Good, you caught on to that. The word is build. Arthur, a castle called Camelot. Arthur built a castle called Camelot. Let me spell them for you. Froze, F-R-O-Z-E. Taught, T-A-U-G-H-T. Drew, D-R-E-W. Built, B-U-I-L-T. And chose, C-H-O-S-E. Now, that is our work for today. I'm going to tell you something that we're going to do in the future. Tomorrow, we're going to start looking at various websites connected with King Arthur, and we're going to analyze them. You're going to look at 3. There are many out there. The first one you can start with is something called the Camelot Project. Put in keywords such as King Arthur Research Project. Type that in, and many will come up. Choose 3, look at them. You might like them, you might not like them. Come, we will do this in class. We will decide which ones we like and which ones we don't. We will analyze them together. Also, I am going to videotape you doing your monologues. You can either memorize it, you can read it, you can act it out, you can do it whatever way you want. I will videotape each one of you doing it as you choose. Finally, as a capstone, you are going to make your own video. You are going to write, act, record your characters working together. You might even want to do some costumes. So that will take several days. We are going to do that as a group. That is all the time we have for today. You were a very good class. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow.